Rajeev. I had marketing for the Heineken company here in the UK.
And you come off stage, it's a raging hot summer's day here in the UK. What do you think the audience will remember from your talk today?
Well, firstly, it's a lovely day for a Heineken. Wish I had my Heineken Zero up there and then a Heineken Lager at the end of the day. But my talk was about leveraging the power of creativity to sort of stand out in a cluttered environment. Not just creativity for the sake of creativity, but how if creativity is the springboard for creativity happens to be a very strong consumer truth or insight, how you can then sort of be sure of the sandbox and then play within it and liberate yourself. And how that's over the last 2 or 3 years helped us sort of push our equity and our love amongst consumers much higher.
So when you're looking for that consumer insight, where do you go?
I'm a little old school in that sense. So while the data tells you a lot of what is happening, I think for the why, that's where I love to go meet people, meet consumers in pubs and in other places, right? You understand about their life, what they're going through, and invariably the why to the what comes out of that for me, right? You go in not blind, but a few hypotheses that you have. But there is no substitute in my book of spending time with consumers and understanding that.
It sounds like a really good excuse for going to the pub, to be honest.
I don't complain. It's very difficult these days where people have such opposing views to have a rational conversation. And that's where a brand like Heineken plays a role many a time, is you can meet complete strangers who you might have certain stereotypes or misconceptions about, but you will go have a chat with them because they have a Heineken in their hand, because that's something you have in common. And then you'll realize that they are not too different to you. And this has happened many a times, right? As somebody and I mentioned this to you earlier, I'm a global nomad. I've lived in multiple countries. The similarities that we have with each other are more than the differences we have. I'm not saying we're trying to solve world peace here as a beer brand, but we're doing our little bit to just have a nice conversation with somebody who's a complete stranger and get to know them better, enriching yourself.
The mantra of MadFest is be less boring. How's your team being less boring?
When you start by saying, I'm going to find what barriers exist to social life, and then I'm going to find solutions for it. That just opens up a complete box. Recently we had something called the flipper. So we all have phone cases, right? So we developed, along with a few of our partners, a phone case that you can put on your phone, and if it's on the table like this, and you say cheers, and it could be any accent, it'll just flip the phone, almost as a signal to you to say, okay, it's time to now socialize and don't let any distractions come in your way.
Physically
flips the phone, right? So that's our way as a beer brand of having fun with a serious topic, but still send a message. Have a beer, just forget about the rest of the world.
If you were going to describe MadFest to someone who isn't here or has decided not to come, how would you describe it?
One of the things that even the last 3-4 hours that I've been here is the number of people you can interact with from your industry and beyond. And the not so surprising fact that all of us are grappling with the same questions, but just to be able to see how they look at that problem or that challenge, it's just liberating to know that you can actually count on a lot of people and you walk away with new ideas, because we're all trying to solve the same thing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.